guys, happy Wednesday. Hope everyone is having a kick-ass week and getting everything done that you have on your to-do list. Today's topic is about divorce. Divorce is something that is obviously very close to my heart because it is something that I went through and have gone through over the last 4 years. I want to make a disclaimer. This is not a video for somebody who is in a physically or severely mentally abusive relationship. This is for a typical split between two people that occurs all too common in our society. Divorce is not easy. It is not something that I am an advocate for. I actually tell clients and other women who have approached me about divorce to make very, very certainly sure that they are ready to make that choice. A lot of times when we are in a bad situation, we have a hard time looking at ourselves, and I do encourage anybody who is thinking or contemplating about leaving your marriage that you really do the work beforehand, both with yourself and your spouse, to make sure that you have done everything that you possibly can do to salvage your relationship. If at that point it is still feeling like the right decision, then it is time to make that choice. So this will be one of several videos that I do on this topic, and today I want to just talk about what I think is the most important part of going through a divorce if you are wanting a positive outcome. So often I see such dramatic and traumatic ways that people are dealing with this, especially when children are involved, and there is a way to do it right, and there is a way to kind of come to a conclusion that ultimately this relationship was not going to work out. So now it is time to figure out the next best way to deal with it, not only for yourself, but mainly for your children. So the number one thing that I tell people when they are going through this process is they must take responsibility for their part in this terrible situation. I don't wish divorce on anybody, but when you are going through this, there are two people in the relationship. It is a 50-50, give and take as far as what has developed to create this outcome. If you are not willing to take responsibility for your part, your outcome and the dramatic and traumatic instances that will occur will not stop. I understand that you are dealing with another person who may not be in that place yet. However, if you are fueling negative energy, that negative energy is just going to grow. If you put a stop to the negative energy will slowly dissipate. It is fuel on the fire that is allowing the other person to continue this dramatic behavior. Now, I know that's a hard pill to swallow for many of you because you don't want to take responsibility, especially if someone has done something to you that has hurt you, like cheating or being emotionally unavailable, or whatever it is that has happened that has really hurt your heart. I'm not saying that you should not feel and mourn those feelings, because you absolutely should. But you also need to look at what you have done and what steps have created this outcome. If you can look at yourself, it will allow you to have compassion for your ex, regardless of whether they hurt you or went about things the wrong way. Again, remember, if you're fueling the negative energy is going to grow. This is most important when and if you have children. Children are resilient. Now, I'm not saying that divorces do not affect your children. It has certainly affected my children. However, if you have a positive relationship, a co-parenting relationship with your ex, your children's, the way that they feel their emotions and react to things that are going on is going to be a completely different story. If you are constantly negative and berating your ex in front of your children, they are going to internalize that, and it is going to come out in some other way at another point in their life. If you can show them and teach them that Sometimes marriages don't work out, and they just don't. Look at the statistics. People change. I'm a completely different person than I was when I got married, 13 years ago. It is, it's just human nature. It's nobody's fault. It is just what happens. And, it's not what anybody wants, but it is something that occurs. And so if you want to make it the most positive outcome that you can, you need to take responsibility, you need to take control of the wheel, and you need to make this as positive as you possibly can. Now, I know I'll hear from people, well, this person is this, and this person is that, and they do this, and they do that. You know what? Put a stop to it. If you need them to behave in a certain way, you need to set your expectations up front. You need to let them from the get-go know that you will not put up with that type of behavior. Continually tell them that you are doing things for the best interest of not only yourself and them, but your children if you have them. I am a huge advocate for children in this situation. I am a child of divorce, and things were not as great as they could have been, and it absolutely affected me later in my life. And it was my mission when I split from my ex to make sure that I made the situation for our kids, regardless of what is going on between us. Nobody is perfect. Obviously, I'm going to fight with my ex just like I fight with, anybody. They're the things that got on my nerves when we were married get on my nerves now, and I'm sure vice versa. But we do that outside of when they are around. And we work it out and have a general understanding that no matter what occurs between us, we are always going to make up. I still consider my ex family, and he will always be family because he is 50% of what my children are growing up with. And it is my mission and my choice to make that happen. I could have a choice to make it dramatic and be hurtful and be resentful, and I have chosen not to do that because I know that both myself and he are doing the very best that we can in this life that we're living. It is up to us to make the most positive situation that there can be. So, takeaway from today is take responsibility. Figure out what it was that you did that contributed to the failure, or whatever the word is we're using, of your marriage. Take responsibility and have compassion for your ex-spouse. I know it's hard. I know when you're in the midst of all of it that drama seems the best way out and the most freeing of your soul. But get a coach, get a therapist, get your best friends, talk it out with them. Like I said, you are entitled to feel the feelings that you feel, but you have to turn them around so that you can come out better. If you are not coming out better at the end of this, terrible situation, then we have got serious work to do. So that's my spiel for today. Hope everyone has an amazing week. There'll be lots more on this topic, and I'm super excited to be sharing all of this stuff with you every week on Wednesday. So, see you next time.